Good afternoon. We're wanting to start a new video project that's going to last for a while, but it's going to be an interesting one. I've been working on for the last 2 years a 1960 model Ford pickup F100 for myself, and I realized that I'm doing a lot of things that might be beneficial to other people to help them to maybe do one of their own antique vehicles, restore it, or even just restore parts of it. So, what we're doing on this particular project is we're taking one thing off at a time. Now, I say taking one thing off at a time, we've got several things off of it, but we're keeping it to where it's functional, where we can move it in and out of the shop because I don't have enough room to put it in here and just keep it in here. But anyway, we have a few things off of it right now, but we're refurbishing, and I'm using the word refurbishing on purpose. We're refurbishing one thing at a time. We finished the hood on it, oh, it's been probably a month, 6 weeks ago, and got it in paint and put it back on there because we want to keep the engine dry. And I got videos on that. I haven't done the video on it yet, but I just refurbished the headlight buckets recently, and actually have uh, the core support's been refurbished, and we did a video on that. And I just refurbished the filler panel between the two fenders right behind the front bumper. And we're doing those things one thing at a time, and we're doing that for a reason, or actually for two or three reasons. And let me see if I can explain that. And as I explain this, instead of you guys just sitting there looking at me talk, we're going to be showing uh, different stages, showing the truck, different things going on it, to just kind of get you guys familiar with the project. It'll be fun, and you guys can see that thing as we build it all the way through. But let me explain again why I'm taking this approach. This approach, we're doing it that way because number one is I work on other stuff for other people, so I spend a lot of time working. The other reason is I don't have vast amounts of money just to run a truck or a car in here for myself and completely restore it. It's pretty expensive to do this. Very gratifying, and I love it. At my age, I still do it, and I hope I can do it for a long time to come because I really do enjoy it. But having said that, if we do like, let's just talk about the headlight buckets for now because that's the most recent thing on my mind. When you look at those old headlight buckets and the condition they were in when they came in here wasn't terrible, but they were bad. And then you just slowly, methodically take them apart, clean everything up, sandblast, powder coat everything, and then reassemble it, put new headlights in it and everything. There's something just very, very gratifying about that. And you could kind of sustain the cost of one piece at a time. I think when I got done with those headlight buckets, I bought the powder coat, and that was probably $25 or $30, and then bought new headlights, which was something like $40 for the whole set. Now I just bought standard Sylvania headlights. I looked at some of the aftermarket headlights, real high end stuff, and I didn't really like the looks of them. Now, not that they don't look good, but for my purpose, I want this truck to look pretty much like it. The old farmer just went to the Ford place in 1960 and bought that thing and drove it home. Now I am doing some things different, and I'll explain that as we go, but we'll get into that right now. But anyway, we did the headlight buckets, and we probably got 65, $70 in those headlight buckets total. And even a working guy could sustain that. especially it took me 2 or 3 or 4 weeks to do it just because of time. The money part of it wasn't hard to come up with the $65 or $70. Now I've seen times that it was hard to, but that wasn't this particular time. But the time was the thing that was really hard for me to come up with. So anyway, we done those headlight buckets. We started at one place. Uh, the current condition of them in the beginning was they were a little on the rough side. Took them through the sandblaster, cleaned them up, took them out, powder coated everything very methodically. And I want to talk a little bit about why we did that. When we powder coated everything, what we have is just a really durable finish. Not only a durable finish, but one that'll last for a long time, and it looks way better than the originals did. But now in the original days, they probably painted those things with an old synthetic paint or maybe an acrylic enamel, but or it could be lacquer, I don't know. But anyway, it's pretty outdated paint, and they lasted well. It's 1960 and it's 2025 now, so you're looking at let's see, 2000, that's 40, what, 65 years now, and they lasted this long. So that's, even though that paint wasn't very high end, it lasted a long time. Well, you do the powder coat on them. The powder coat should last at least that long. I'm going to say a lot longer, but it looks really good, and it's going to protect those headlight buckets and the metal on them for years to come. And does it have to be that good? No, but here's something I want to point out to you. If you do one piece at a time, one advantage of that, and it's just one advantage. One advantage is you're not scattered out doing a whole bunch of stuff, and you can put your focus on like the headlight buckets, and you can just do a good job, and you don't worry about any of the rest of it till you finish that part, and then we just store that in the truck or put it on the truck. In some cases, we'll put it back on, and in this case, I think we will. But you get that stuff out of your way. It's out of the shop. It's not going to get skin up. It's out there with the truck. You're not going to lose it. Cost, as I said, is doesn't damage your finances very much because you're not spending a whole lot at one time, and you can kind of work it in and do it at your leisure. And that's when you're restoring your own. This is when it's fun. I restore stuff for people all the time, but when you restore it on your own, it's a lot of fun. And by this time, the headlight buckets and the process, you've seen them all the way through on the videos that I'm showing you right now, and you can kind of see how they started and how they finished up. And we're getting ready to put those in the very near future. We got to redo the grill and everything before we put them in. We want to repaint it and all that. But you can be very meticulous if you do it this way. And the joy is there to do it. Now, if you just go in and you start one from A to Z and do a frame up like we're doing on this one, I can tell you it takes a lot of money, takes a lot of time, and as a general rule, you can get burned out on them before you get done. And at some point, you're just like, I just want to get it done, get it out of the way. And it's not quite as enjoyable. Now, and I've done a lot of them this way. When you do them this way, when you get them done, it's just been fun building them. And then when you back it out of the shop for the last time so you can start driving it, the joy's still there, okay? And you can have a good time with it. Now this truck, at the end of the day, when we do get it done, it's going to be a new truck. It's going to be better than it was brand new. And I'm going to drive that truck. I'm not building this truck, pull around on a trailer and show people, or drive it to a car show and just show people. Now we'll probably do that some, but I'm building this truck for me to drive. And I'm not putting a whole lot of fancy stuff on this truck. It's going to be a pretty standard old farm truck, but it's going to be fun to drive, and I think I'll enjoy it. But anyway, that's kind of the explanation. And as you've seen, as we've gone through this little talk, I've shown you some pictures of the truck and things like that. I hope you enjoyed it. But that's kind of going to be the project, and it's the old Yeller project. And the reason we call it that is that truck came out originally two-tone, yellow and white, and we're going to go ahead and stay with that yellow and white. Now there's a lot of prettier colors that we could put on it maybe, but as I said, I'm building this truck pretty close to original, and I want the original paint back on it. We're just going to use original steel wheels on it, dog dish hubcaps and things like that. And it's a fun project. I'm enjoying doing it and everything. Enjoy looking at the little things when I get them done. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. That'll give you an explanation of what we're doing on this thing and how we're doing it. And if you get ready to build one for yourself, keep this in mind. If you can't afford to build it all at one time, just build it a piece at a time. You'll enjoy it, and you'll probably enjoy it more. Now, one of the things I do here, by the way, is I restore old cars and stuff for people. And most people I do the restoring for are working people. And one of the things I do is, like I'm doing the truck right now for a fella, and it's a frame up, gonna be a nice truck. But instead of just hitting him, you know, for all the money at one time, and I've done this quite a bit throughout the years, I let a guy pay me, 500,000, 2,000, whatever he can pay, and we just work on his truck until we spend that money and it's gone. We keep a record of it so we know where it's all going, and he can look at that. Plus, we do videos of it as we go so he can look at the videos and see how we did it. And they just pay me when I get to the point that we've spent all the money they gave me. I just tell them we're ready for, another installment of money. And if they can give it to me then, that's fine. If they got to save a little bit longer, that's fine too. I just pull it out of the way and set it on the back burner until they're ready to start on it again. But ultimately, the working man's able to restore something that he's going to enjoy for a lot of years to come, and it doesn't just tear his head off. This guy told me what one company wanted to build that truck, and I'm not going to name companies or even financial figures, but they wanted a lot of money to build that truck, and I'm building it for a considerable amount less. Now he's not getting less of a job. I don't do that. He's getting, I think, every bit as good a job, and maybe even better than he would get out of those folks, and it's not anything to do with them. That a lot of these people got a lot of overhead, and they have to charge a lot, but I don't. And he'll get a very top-notch job, and it won't just kill his pocketbook. And it does take some time now to do these things. But anyway, that's something we do here, and I just wanted to kind of point that out to you guys. But having said all that, I'm going to go ahead and wind this video up. I hope you enjoyed the picture of the old 1960 Model Ford pickup and what we're doing to it and everything. And just stay tuned, because every once in a while, when we get a part of that done, we're going to make a little short video on whatever it is we're working on at that time. Put it out on YouTube. You guys can look at it, see the progress as we go. All right, guys, love you, and we enjoy the opportunity to bring these videos to you and maybe entertain you and teach you something too. All right, may God bless. Have a good day.